I'm Will Butler-Adams and I'm the CEO of Brompton Bicycle, which is this company here, and we make our folding bikes. Really, the history of Brompton is one of immense determination and ingenuity. Andrew Ritchie, the founder of the Brompton, went to Cambridge, studied engineering. He was always far too clever to work for anyone else. He knew his brain was much better. So he was always going to do his own thing and was not going to go and work in a 9-to-5 for somebody else, which what most people did in the 70s. He started various projects. They were going to be amazing, and a couple of them crashed and burned before he stumbled across the Brompton idea through being encouraged by his dad to go and help the Bickerton, which was an early pioneering folding bike. But in true inventor and Andrew fashion, he came back from that first meeting and was inspired, but inspired not to work for them, but to come up with his own better design. And he believed in his design. Unfortunately, and is so often the case, when you're innovating, when you're starting, others didn't believe in his design, but he never gave up. And it was 13 years of knockbacks, of false starts, of trying to get production running, of trying to get money, of trying to, everything he tried, before finally, one of his first customers, because he made bikes for 2 years and then stopped production, was so frustrated they couldn't buy more, they helped him get the funding he needed to do it properly. And he just started in 1988, after 13 years from when the first idea came into his head. Since then, we've been growing little bit by little bit. We self-finance, we're privately owned, and we care about the long term, and we're obsessed about our product and the experience that our customers have with that product for its entire lifetime. Good question. Why manufacture in London? Well, it's obvious, because Andrew, the inventor, needed to get to work. And he was obviously going to pedal, and he happened to live and rent, as he still does today, a flat on the Cromwell Road, which is why we have the name, because his flat overlooks the Brompton Oratory. But he needed to get to work, and he was going to go on his bike. So we could not be more than a cycle ride away from Andrew's flat, which is why we started in Brentford. What happened since then was the company has grown. It suddenly acquired more people, more growth. We couldn't make enough bikes. We needed to grow more and more. We've recruited these amazing people. That is the company. That's our most precious thing. So we have found ourselves in London, not by design particularly, but by the fact that Andrew invented the bike from his flat in London. Interestingly though, and strategically, this is thousands of man-hours of knowledge. Every jig, fixture, the idea of how we make the bike, the little nuances. There is deep, deep IP in how we make the bike. So actually, the fact that we make it in London protects our IP, our intellectual property. If we were making this bike in Taiwan, where all the other bikes in Europe are made, then somebody in Taichung could be working for somebody. They could have been making bikes for 5 years. And then they get a bit annoyed, and someone else waves a bit more money under their nose. They could move job, take all their knowledge with them, and not even move house, not change school. So it's very easy for that knowledge to move to one company to another. With us, we are the only fruitcakes making bikes in London. So actually, all of this deep knowledge is really quite well protected. So without realizing it, we've created a structure that really protects our intellectual property. When I started in the company, we were small. We had about 24 people. And my job involved making bikes. We had problems with staff, people were ill, you roll your sleeves up, you get down there and you're running machines because you've got so few people, if one person goes, you're in dire straits. But then as the company gets bigger, you realize you need people who have skills you don't have. So you've got to go out and find people. So one of my jobs has been finding brilliant people to help the company grow. Now, when you find brilliant people, you might think in the traditional way that you're the boss and you tell them what to do. But actually, if you're finding brilliant people who have skills and knowledge you don't have, you can't tell them what to do because you don't even know what they do, because that's why you got them in. So really your role is not to tell them what to do, but to have the vision and tell them what you're trying to achieve, tell them where you're trying to go, get real consensus behind the vision, and then your job is to clear the way, get the bureaucracy out of the way, and giving them the tools, whether it's money, people, resources, to deliver that vision. And that's what we've been doing for the last 15 or so years.